Hello! In this video we'll learn about P4Connect, an open source version control integration which extends Unity 3D for Perforce. The P4Connect tool is fully supported by Perforce. P4Connect enables basic Perforce version control tracking of game assets used by Unity. It works within the Unity 3D editor version 4.6.1 and higher on both Windows and Mac OS X. In this scenario, one user, Harry, has a game set up and checked into Perforce. We will demonstrate how to set up Sally to share the same assets which Harry is currently using. Notice that P4Connect is already enabled on Harry's machine. You can see this by observing the P4 settings window, the Perforce window, and the small decorator icons used for files in the workspace. Notice how Harry already has rabbitscene.unity checked out. You can see it in his Perforce window and also see the checkout icon in the project window. If I bring up P4V, then I can see exactly the same assets within P4V, also checked out using the same decorators. You'll notice that one of these has a meta file attached to it, which is a feature that Unity uses in order to track assets. Take a moment to look at the workspace for Harry within P4V. You can see that the root is in C:\demo Harry, and that the view is a pretty simple view mapping the assets in Rabbit into Harry's workspace. So I need to create a workspace very similar to this for Sally. So let's create a new workspace. And we're going to call this Sally Unity. And we're going to put it in Demo Sally. And this mapping down here will change to depot/rabbit. And then I'll also add a mapping here. And then hit OK. And that creates the workspace for Sally. Once Sally is set up in Perforce, we are ready for the next step, installing P4Connect. But before we install, we need to create a new Unity project for Sally and configure a few settings. So let's open a new project and C:\demo Sally. Now we're going to call it Rabbit. Wait a moment for Unity to process a few things. And as you can see, we have an empty blank project, no sign of P4Connect here at all. But first we need to set some settings. So let's go into Edit, Project Settings, Editor. And make sure that under Version Control Mode, we select Visible Meta Files. And also under Asset Serialization Mode, we choose Force Text. The version control mode visible meta files tells Unity to provide meta files which are checked in alongside the data that are in your assets. This allows Unity to keep track of files as they're modified and moved and provide a better experience for you. The asset serialization mode, Force Text, allows better merging and diffing between assets as they're changed. Now we go to File, Build Settings, and check that it's not set for Web Player, because if Web Player was enabled, the editor extensions won't run, and therefore P4Connect won't run. What would you select? Probably PC, Mac, and Linux standalone. To install P4Connect, open Window, and then Asset Store, and you may have to log in. Then look for P4Connect. Click on P4Connect, and then just click Import. So it's going to download from Unity all the assets, show you the package it's going to install. All you need to click at this point is Import. If you wait a moment, you'll see that there's an updating going on. I can close the Asset Store window at this point. And the P4Connect assets are now inside Unity. Sometimes after downloading and importing P4Connect, You may see an initial error message, "Bad settings, please fix." This message simply means there are settings which need to be configured. Go to Edit, Perforce Settings, and then this is a nice resizable window, and you could also dock this if you wish in one of your other panels. First you have to do is enable Perforce, and then go add the settings. The username in this case is Sally, and the workspace name is Sally Unity, and then we connect. Voila, and we're in. If you click on the icon at the top left, it'll also pull up documentation on P4Connect Online. In the Perforce settings, you saw us set the connection settings, and if you didn't know what your connection settings were going to be, you have the possibility to actually load settings from these areas. You can get the defaults, you can get the environment variables, or you can look for P4config files and get them from Unity editor preferences or from the config asset. There's also options, which allow you to set up the details of how you want to interact with P4Connect, and diagnostics and utilities, which report additional information and or logging if necessary. And all those things can be modified as you need. If you don't want P4Connect on while you're making a lot of changes, it's possible to disable it by hitting this big button. Now the configuration will be the same and will remain correct, and if you re-enable it, it should just be connected right away. However, if you disable it and then save the settings, this allows you to keep P4Connect installed, but have it so it doesn't interfere with any big asset moving or renaming operations you may be in the middle of. You'll want to turn it on later and do some fixes manually if necessary. Click the Save Settings button to save the settings from all the panels of P4 Settings dialog and preserve them for your next restart of Unity. I suggest using the default editor save preferences. There's an option to save settings in a configuration asset, and you might want to consider using a configuration asset if you're running more than one project in a workspace, or running into flaky configuration issues, or if you wish to save your configuration file in Perforce so others can use it as a prototype. Notice that directories in assets are marked yellow. This indicates that files are out of sync. Thus, Sally needs to update her workspace with assets from the server. Starting in the Project window, click on the Assets directory and then right-click. Go to Perforce, Get Latest Revision, and then say Yes. You can see it's finding all of the files that belong here. We wait a little bit and it should be synchronized. Thank you for watching.